When the humans leave the room, the toys operate as a mini free market. They rely on the price mechanism to trade parts, share batteries, and allocate their resources. Most of the time, this invisible hand does a remarkable job keeping the playroom running smoothly. But today, the system is breaking down into economic chaos. To understand why, we look to the textbook definition. Market failure occurs when the price mechanism fails to take into account all the costs and benefits necessary to produce or consume a product, resulting in an inefficient allocation of resources. That inefficiency manifests in specific ways. Left entirely to its own devices, the market will produce too much of the wrong things, not enough of the right things, or completely fail to produce absolute necessities. Let's look at exactly how the toy economy is failing on all four of these fronts. We start with public goods, represented here by the rune's nightlight. This good has two unique economic traits. First, it is non-rival. One toy using the light doesn't diminish the amount of light available for anyone else. Second, it is non-excludable. You cannot hide the light from the toys who didn't pay for it. These two traits create the free rider problem. Because everyone can enjoy the benefit without paying, every toy waits for someone else to insert the coin. As a result, the free market provides absolutely zero of the good. We see this exact dynamic in the real world. This photo shows a massive coastal flood defense bridge. You cannot exclude a local resident from being protected by this dam, even if they refuse to pay for it. Because private firms can't force payment, they won't build it. Government intervention is the only way to get it produced. Next, we have merit goods, like this toy cleaning station. These goods generate positive externalities. When a toy gets cleaned, they get a private benefit, but the action also creates an external benefit that spills over to third parties. In this case, less dust and a cleaner environment for everyone in the room. The market fails here due to information failure. Individuals rarely calculate the full extent of the benefits to themselves, let alone the massive benefits to others. Because they undervalue the good, they don't consume enough of it. For merit goods, the market doesn't stop at zero, but because buyers selfishly calculate only their immediate private benefits, the market consistently underproduces them compared to what is best for the community. The inverse of this problem is a demerit good, like a noisy remote control car doing burnouts on the rug. These goods generate negative externalities. The driver gets a quick thrill, a private benefit, but imposes distinct costs on third parties, like noise pollution and a ruined carpet. This is another form of information failure. The consumer ignores the long-term harm to themselves and the immediate harm to anyone else. The result is chronic overconsumption. Finally, look at this supply and demand chart overlaid on a character hoarding all the batteries. This represents a monopoly. A monopoly is a sole seller in a market with no close substitutes, giving them complete control over the supply. The failure here is mechanical. To force buyers to pay artificially high prices, the monopolist intentionally restricts the supply. This creates a quantifiable deadweight loss, shrinking the overall economic pie. Whether the market is ignoring negative spillovers or allowing a single entity to artificially choke off supply, the result is the same. The free market hurts overall welfare by failing to balance true costs against true benefits. Let's test your intuition. Imagine a stuffed bear spraying a highly pungent, noxious perfume all over the room. Pause the video and categorize this specific market failure out loud. Which of the four is it? The correct answer is a demerit good. The bad smell is a negative externality, a direct cost imposed on third parties who did not choose to participate in the consumption of the perfume. Correctly identifying the specific type of failure is the mandatory first step before a government can select the right policy tool, like a tax or a regulation, to fix the market. Now let's translate that intuition directly into an exam answer. The prompt asks, explain how the non-provision of public goods and overconsumption of demerit goods indicate market failure. Step 1 is securing your baseline knowledge marks. You must explicitly define market failure as the inefficient allocation of resources caused by the price mechanism failing to account for all costs and benefits. Step 2, analyze public goods. To get the marks, you must deploy the exact academic keywords. State that the good is non-excludable and non-rival. Explain that this creates a free rider problem, and conclude that the free market produces exactly zero of these goods. Step 3, analyze demerit goods. Here, your required keywords change. You must state that these goods generate negative externalities and external costs. Note that information failure drives the demand, resulting in the market producing too much of the good. The toy box examples help you see the mechanics in your head, but deploying these highly specific academic keywords on paper is the only way to prove your analytical mastery to an examiner. This matrix shows the core outcomes of our lesson. Public goods yield zero production, merit goods yield too few, demerit goods yield too many, and monopolies yield restricted supply at high prices. The free market is a powerful engine for allocating resources. But without careful intervention, it will always underdeliver on our shared needs and overdeliver on our shared harms.